Hey, welcome back to Ping Pong Flicks. My name is Chris Wong. Incredible breaking news today, or by the time you see this, it'll be yesterday. M. Night Shyamalan recently just revealed that he is definitely making Unbreakable 2. Split 2. It's the same movie, people, and if you've seen Unbreakable, if you've seen Split all the way up to the ending, you know this is awesome, incredible. Man, I can't believe it's him. This is what he tweeted. My new film is the sequel to Unbreakable and Split. It was always my dream to have both films collide in this third film. The virtuoso James McAvoy returns as Kevin Wendell Crumb, Patricia, Dennis, Hedwig, Barry, Jade, Orwell the Beast, Heinrich, Norma, blah blah blah. All 23 characters are back in this sequel to Unbreakable, this sequel to Split. This is a combined film effort. We've got the hero in Unbreakable, the villain of Split, and they're going to collide in an epic clash of epic proportions and probably a slow, dramatic way, but it is super duper a huge deal for fans of M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable and Split. The title of the new film appears to be derived from Samuel Jackson's Elijah Price character in Unbreakable, also called Mr. Glass. Willis returns as David Dunn from Unbreakable. Now, I don't know if you've seen Unbreakable, so this may be already a huge spoiler. This film is like over 15 years old. I got the DVD here from back in the day, and when this first came out, this was following the lines of Sixth Sense. And if you've seen Sixth Sense or even heard of Sixth Sense, you know that is one creepy film, but with a lot of heart and a huge twist at the end, when twists were such a big deal for M. Night Shyamalan. Now his filmmaking just kind of went downhill after Unbreakable and Signs. I love Signs, a lot of people don't, but Unbreakable was such a different film. When you first saw this trailer, when you first saw this film, you kind of thought, this is kind of like a thriller. What's going on? There's some supernatural aspect, especially after coming off of Sixth Sense. Then you find out this is actually a superhero origin film where Bruce Willis plays the titular character of Unbreakable. He is completely unbreakable. He has superhuman strength. He cannot die. He cannot get pierced and stuff. His only weakness is drowning in water because he's so heavy. And Samuel L. Jackson also stars in this as his arch nemesis, Mr. Glass. Completely a breakable guy. You know, it's really cool. But he's such a mastermind in this film. He's kind of like the Lex Luthor to Superman in this film, as if they worked together first, and then realizing later on that Mr. Glass is not really working for you. He went out of his way to find you. Now, I highly recommend this film to catch up before Glass comes out on January 18, 2019. But the other thing that surprised me the most was that I kind of mentioned I recently watched Split. I did not go to the theater to watch it. I pretty much watched it last week when I got it on digital, and it was okay for the most part. It was okay. It was a thriller. You kind of wondering what is up with this James McAvoy's characters, Kevin, and then but I was really involved with Anya Taylor-Joy's character, Casey. She really shined in this film. This is my first outing with her. I noticed that she's also in The Witch, and I got to catch up and watch that. But I really like this actress. I think she's a really good actress, and she's pretty too. She really brings it out. She has almost that Mary Elizabeth Winstead kind of moment for me, and I want to see her more. I think her character can grow, certainly. I hope she is in the sequel. Actually, she is. Apparently she is. Anya Taylor-Joy is in Glass. Yes! But probably more for David Dunn to approach her with. It was just a simple thriller, you know, a kind of a psychological thriller, and it was incredible aspects. It had some weird moments, but then it only brought it together at the end. Right at the end, huge spoiler if you haven't seen it yet, we finally know how this connects to a larger universe, where we're at that diner and they're talking about the Horde, and then the camera pans to one of the customers, and then she says that the Horde, that sounds like a funny name. You know, it kind of reminds me of that guy in the wheelchair they, sent to prison. And then we see David Dunn, security guard himself from Unbreakable, say his name was Mr. Glass. I'm sure if I was in the theater, I'd be like, woo, yeah! And I was like that when I got out of my seat. I got out of my seat when the camera panned back, camera forward, and it says about the Horde, and they said about the wheelchair, and I'm getting out of my seat, and I'm like, and I see Bruce Willis, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Unbreakable! This guy has been, we've been egging M. Night Shyamalan for a long time that we practically gave up on Unbreakable 2. And just to have it just pop out of nowhere, seriously, at the end of Split was incredibly amazing, and I was so blown away. I was like, when is this happening? And it's so cool that I didn't watch this last year. I watched, like I said, Split a couple days ago, so this is still fresh in my mind that there is a sequel coming out. It's called Glass, and it's gonna be David Dunn, security guard, versus Kevin, who's the Horde, and with Mr. Glass in the background. This is like Superman going against Doomsday with Lex Luthor in the background, doing masterminding this whole thing. And they kind of both have the similar powers, right? David and Kevin, they both are pretty much unbreakable. As long as Kevin stays in the beast mode, he can still get shot, but it didn't go through. And I think I'm getting really into spoilers at that point, but if you haven't watched this yet, why haven't you watched this yet? Catch up on it. It's out right now. Go get Unbreakable. You know what? I'll put a link of this movie and Split in my description below. Go get it, because this is starting to become a trilogy. This is a mini superhero franchise that M. Night Shyamalan has put together, and I cannot wait to see Glass coming out on January 18, 2019. It's gonna be incredibly epic. I can't wait to see him going. I mean, I really think Kevin needs some justice handed to him, and Bruce is gonna come out swinging as a security guard. Are you just as excited as I am? Do you even know Unbreakable? Were you born after that, or have you watched Split? I truly recommend catching up on these two as we close out the trilogy in 2 years' time. Whew. Thank you so much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.